obviously was the key factor in this game. You know, he was a hot shooter in November, then he was a cold shooter for about a month. Now he's on a roll again. Is there a reason for that, or is it just the ebb and flow of a shooter?
I think that just happens. You know, I think he's a great shooter, and you're gonna have games or a week or so where, you know, you may lose your rhythm, might be fatigue, you lose your rhythm, and you have to find that by working and maybe getting some rest. And he's been pretty consistent for us all season long. And tonight, nights where Victor doesn't have anything going, we need guys like that that we can go to and get something. And I thought he delivered not only offensively, but that jump ball that he got was game-winning play.
Speaking of getting some rest, does Victor need some? Do you think he's fatigued?
I think he's having to make another adjustment, and this is part of the process that he has to go through this season. At the beginning of the season, he was a player. November, December, people start talking about maybe he's an all-star. Well, he is an all-star now, and he's seeing different looks. He's seeing more physical play, and he has to go through. He has to learn how to play under these conditions, and he hasn't experienced this type of play before in his career. So, he'll learn from this. Each game he'll learn from this. I think he'll learn from this season that he has to get stronger, okay, and he has to condition himself more. But fatigue-wise, I'm sure he's feeling a little different than he has in any other season because he's doing probably a little more than he's done.
What does he need to do differently than to deal with what he's seeing on the court?
Go through it. He's going to see double teams. He's going to see traps. He's going to see, the elite, the best defender on their team every single night. He will see that, I think for his career now. And, he's going to see two, three guys committing to him. And what he has to do in those situations is trust his teammate. He has to give up the ball, not put that pressure on, trying to make the home run play. If two guys are committed to you, you got to give up the ball and trust your teammates.
Corey Joseph doesn't have a lot going on in the box score, but he made a lot of key plays, 3 steals, deflections. He was a presence on defense. Got that last deflection that led to the jump ball. Can you comment on his defensive contribution?
I think he's been solid for us all season long. Coming off the bench, he was the guy when Glenn was out that had to be that defender guarding big twos. And the other night we put him on Bill to guard Bill. He has been solid for us all season long. And a lot of times you look at the stat sheet and you won't see a lot of points, but he makes a lot of plays. He establishes our defense. Offensively, he gets us into our sets. But I think the main thing is defensively, he sets the tone for how we want to defend.
Lance was having some Lance moments. You didn't play him down to stress. How do you decide how far to go with him when he's kind of getting extracurricular?
He does some good things, and then we just have to watch him carefully, and because some of those plays can cost you, and he has to be able to control his emotions out there, especially going down the stretch. And tonight I wanted to get Bogey back in the game. Bogey was having a good game for us, and go with our starters. And so that was the reason for making this up.
What did the officials tell you on the jump ball? Did they just not have a clear picture on it, or what was there?
Evidently, they didn't have a clear picture. They had called jump ball. They didn't see enough to change it, so they went with that.
And then on Bojan, obviously his shooting's been tremendous over the past month or so, but I feel like maybe we don't give as much credit to him off the dribble a little bit. Did you know how well-rounded he was and how he's been such a key figure for you guys?
Well, I felt that coming in, he was a really good shooter, and he did a good job of moving without the basketball. And you don't see a lot of those guys in the league. He moves, he uses screens well, Our guys are doing a good job of screening for him, which puts him in position to have to make a play. And a lot of times he's playing off the dribble. We don't run a lot of pick and rolls, but the curl where he's turning and putting the ball on the floor, that's been an effective play for us.
Nate, you commented on Lance already, but I want to kind of take the question that Mark asked us a little bit further. With a team like Milwaukee that you might see in the playoffs, Lance has been quoted as saying, when he's at home, maybe his antics, the good, bad Lance kind of comes out a little bit more because it's sort of your own backyard thing. He doesn't partake in some of his antics on the road as much. Do you, though, especially at this point in the season, maybe start to worry that you get a team like Milwaukee that you might see in the playoffs, and you got John Henson coming to midcourt after the game trying to say something to Lance. You got he and Jason Terry going back and forth. That you might maybe say, let's not create sort of a bad blood or a foundation for something like that with a team we might see in April and May.
Well, I don't think about it like that, but what I do think about, you have to play this game the right way, and you have to have a respect for the game. Not only the game, but your opponents. And at times, I think he crosses the line. And, when we see that, I have to sit him down. It's as simple as that. I think he can do some good things for us. He has done some good things for us. But, sometimes he's putting the team in a position where it's going to cost us, and we have to just watch him, continue to try to coach him, and because he does do some things out there that help us and gets us going, but he just has to be able to control his emotions out there.
Victor, 10 turnovers, Miles, 5 points, yet you still find a way to win. How proud are you of your team and finding other ways to win when that happens? I'm
really happy with this win in the sense that it's a back-to-back. Tiebreaker. We wanted to win that, and we knew this team, it was going to be a grinded-out game. They had a hell of a win last night, and we did too. Both being on the road and coming back here, we knew it was going to be a tough game. Victor and Miles didn't have the best of games, but we had guys to step up, as I mentioned, and made enough plays to win this game. So protecting home court going down the stretch is going to be very important with the number of road games that we have.